I was halfway through telling the officer my registration was in the glove box when I noticed his badge didn't have a number on it. By then, he was already leaning into my window, and his hand was resting on the door handle from the outside. He told me not to reach for anything yet, just step out of the vehicle first. That's when I knew something was very, very wrong. My name is Ashley Monroe. I'm 24 years old, and I work as a veterinary technician in Bakersfield, California. What happened to me was on January 2nd, 2023, around 11:30 p.m. I was driving home from my shift at the emergency animal clinic off Highway 58, heading back toward my apartment in East Bakersfield. The highway was empty that night. It was one of those cold, clear nights where you can see every star, but the road feels like it goes on forever with nothing but darkness on either side. I had my music on low, just trying to stay awake after a 12-hour shift. That's when I saw the red and blue lights in my rearview mirror. My first thought was panic. Had I been speeding? I glanced at my speedometer. I was going 62 in a 65. I wasn't weaving. My tags were current. I had no idea why I was being pulled over. But I did what you're supposed to do. I slowed down, put my blinker on, and pulled onto the shoulder. The police cruiser stopped about 15 feet behind me. It looked legitimate. White and black paint job, light bar on top, spotlight on the side. I could see the silhouette of someone sitting in the driver's seat, but the headlights were so bright in my mirror I couldn't make out any details. I rolled my window down and waited. My hands were shaking. I'm not someone who gets in trouble. I've never even gotten a speeding ticket. But there's something about seeing those lights that makes your heart race no matter what. The officer took his time getting out. I watched him in my side mirror. He was wearing a dark uniform, a belt with equipment on it, and a wide-brimmed hat. He had a flashlight in his hand. Everything looked right. He walked up to my window slowly, shining the flashlight around the inside of my car. First the back seat, then the passenger seat, then my lap. The light was so bright I had to squint. "Evening, ma'am," he said. His voice was calm, almost too calm. "License and registration, please." "Yes, sir. My registration is in the glove box. Is that okay if I reach for it?" "Not yet. Step out of the vehicle first." I hesitated. That felt wrong. I've been pulled over twice in my life, once in high school and once in college. Both times the officer asked for my documents while I stayed in my car. They never asked me to get out unless they were giving me a sobriety test or searching the vehicle. "I'm sorry, can I ask why I'm being pulled over?" "Step out of the vehicle, ma'am." His tone didn't change. It stayed flat. No emotion, no explanation. That's when I looked up at him for the first time, really looked. His uniform was dark navy, maybe black. It was hard to tell in the shadows, but something about it felt off. The stitching looked cheap. The fabric was too shiny, like it was polyester instead of the heavy-duty material real uniforms are made from. And his badge, it was pinned to his chest, silver and star-shaped. But there was no number engraved on it, no name, just blank metal. My stomach dropped. "Sir, I'd really prefer to stay in my car. Can I just give you my license?" He didn't answer. Instead, he reached down and tried the door handle. It was locked. "Open the door, ma'am." "I don't think I'm required to do that unless you're arresting me." His hand stayed on the handle. He leaned in closer to the window. I could smell him now, cigarettes and sweat. His face was partially shadowed by the brim of his hat, but I could see his jawline, stubble, mid-30s maybe. His eyes were cold. "I'm gonna ask you one more time. Step out of the vehicle." I didn't move. My hands were gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles were white. That's when I saw the second set of headlights pull up behind his cruiser. Another car, same light bar, same paint job. It stopped directly behind the first one, blocking me in. A second officer got out, taller, broader. He walked up to the passenger side of my car and tapped on the window with his flashlight. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears.
The first officer spoke again. "Ma'am, you're making this harder than it needs to be. We just need you to step out so we can complete the stop." I looked at the second officer. He wasn't saying anything, just standing there, watching. His hand was resting on his belt, but not near any equipment, just resting there, waiting. That's when I made the decision. I shifted my car into drive. "Ma'am, do not do that." I pressed the gas, not hard, just enough to roll forward a few feet. The first officer stepped back. He didn't shout, didn't pull a weapon. He just stepped back and watched. I kept rolling, slowly. My car crept forward along the shoulder. The second officer moved with me, staying parallel to my passenger window. He didn't try to stop me either. He just followed. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely steer. I kept my eyes on the road ahead. There was nothing. No buildings, no other cars, just highway and darkness. I reached for my phone in the cup holder. My fingers fumbled with it. I unlocked it and dialed 911. It rang twice before someone picked up. 911, what's your emergency? I'm being pulled over, but I don't think they're real cops. The dispatcher's voice changed immediately. Sharp, alert. What's your location? Highway 58 eastbound. I don't know the mile marker. I'm past the Cottonwood Road exit. Are you still stopped? I'm moving, slowly. They're following me. How many vehicles? 2. They both have light bars. They look like police cars, but something's wrong. The officer's badge doesn't have a number, and they're trying to make me get out of my car. Do not get out. Stay on the line with me. I'm sending units to your location now. Can you see any business or gas station ahead? I looked. Nothing. Just road. No, there's nothing out here. Okay, keep driving. Stay below the speed limit. Don't give them a reason to escalate. Real officers are en route. ETA is 8 minutes. Behind me, the 2 fake cruisers were still following. They weren't using their sirens, just the lights, flashing red and blue in my mirrors. They're still behind me. I know. Keep going. You're doing the right thing. I drove for what felt like forever. My speedometer said I was going 50. It felt like 10. The road stretched endlessly ahead, and the lights stayed in my mirror, never getting closer, never falling back, just following. Then I saw it. A gas station. Bright fluorescent lights cutting through the darkness about half a mile ahead. I see a gas station. Good, pull in. Park under the lights near the building. Stay in your car. Lock your doors. Do not get out until real officers arrive. I put my blinker on and pulled off the highway into the gas station lot. There were 2 other cars parked near the pumps. A couple was filling up their tank. An older man was inside paying. I parked directly in front of the building under the brightest lights and locked my doors. I kept the dispatcher on the line. The 2 fake cruisers slowed as they passed the gas station. They didn't pull in. They just kept going, continued down the highway. Their lights turned off. Within 30 seconds, they were gone. They left, I said. Stay where you are. Real units are 3 minutes out. I sat there, shaking, watching the road. The couple at the gas pump stared at me. I probably looked insane, but I didn't move. 3 minutes later, 2 real patrol cars pulled into the lot. Kern County Sheriff's Department. They parked on either side of me. 2 deputies got out. One was a woman, maybe in her 40s. The other was younger, mid-20s. The female deputy knocked on my window. I rolled it down. Are you Ashley Monroe? Yes. You called 911 about a fake traffic stop? Yes. 2 cars. They looked like police, but the officer's badge was blank, and they tried to make me get out. She nodded. You did the right thing. Can you describe the vehicles? I told her everything.
The paint jobs, the light bars, the way the offices looked, the second car blocking me in. She wrote it all down. When I finished, she looked at me seriously. This isn't the first report we've had like this in the past 6 months. There's been at least 4 other incidents on Highway 58 and Highway 178. All women, all late at night, all alone.
Did they catch anyone? No. The vehicles disappear. We think they're using decommissioned cruisers bought at auction, probably removed the department decals and added fake ones. What would have happened if I got out? She didn't answer right away. Then she said, "I don't know, but I'm glad you didn't." They followed me home that night, made sure I got inside safely. Before they left, the younger deputy gave me a card with a number on it. "If you ever get pulled over again and something feels wrong, call this number. It's a direct line to dispatch. They can confirm if there's a real unit in your area." I thanked him and went inside. I locked every door, every window. I didn't sleep that night.
2 weeks later, I read an article online. A woman in Fresno, about 60 miles north of Bakersfield, had been pulled over by a fake officer on Highway 99. She got out of her car. They found her vehicle abandoned on the side of the road 3 days later. They never found her. The FBI issued a statement a month after my incident. They confirmed there was an active investigation into fake police stops across Central California. They said the suspects were likely part of an organized operation. They warned people, especially women traveling alone, to be cautious. If you're being pulled over and something feels wrong, here's what they said to do. Put your hazards on to show you acknowledge the stop, but don't pull over immediately. Drive slowly to a well-lit, populated area. Call 911 and tell them you're being pulled over. Ask the dispatcher to confirm if there's a real unit in your area. If the dispatcher says no, keep driving until real officers arrive. Real officers will understand if you're scared. They'll wait. Fake ones won't. I still drive Highway 58 sometimes. I have to. It's the fastest route to work. But I don't drive it at night anymore. I leave before sunset or I take side streets even if it adds 30 minutes. And every time I see red and blue lights in my rearview mirror, my hands start shaking. Because I know what I saw that night. 2 fake cruisers, 2 men pretending to be police, and I know what would have happened if I'd stepped out of my car. I think about that woman in Fresno a lot, the one they never found. I wonder if she saw the same blank badge I did, if she felt the same cold fear when they told her to get out. I wonder if she called 911. I wonder if she had time. I'm 24 years old. I survived, but I think about all the women on those highways who didn't. And I keep the dispatcher's number saved in my phone, just in case I see those lights again.